Animal Crossing New Horizons is full of tons of new features, from crafting your own tools to constructing your island from scratch. Whether this is your first Animal Crossing town or you've been paying off loans to Tom Nook for years, we've compiled some of the most important tips and tricks for making the most of your time on your new deserted island. A major component of New Horizons is gathering up new recipes to craft out materials you can collect all over the island. Some you can get from recipe books sold by Timmy or the Nook Miles store, and others are situational, like fishing up trash or talking to a villager after getting stung by wasps. However, there are a few ways to consistently increase your list of recipes daily. Each day, you'll find at least one message bottle along the beach containing a random recipe. You can also visit your villagers' homes once they upgrade to houses, and if you see them crafting at their own workshop, talk to them and they'll give you the recipe for whatever they're working on. Finally, always make time to shoot down balloons with your slingshot. Just listen for the gusting wind, as the presents they hold can contain almost anything, including more recipes. Your deserted island is practically bursting at the seams with trees, rocks, and weeds that can be used as crafting ingredients and sold to Timmy and Tommy. While it's tempting to spend a whole day picking every last weed and selling the whole lot, you may want to hold off for a bit. The simple act of crafting an item can double its value over the price of the resources it was made from, so you may want to wait until you have a few different recipes to make use of the weeds and wood you've been gathering. Once you help Timmy and Tommy build Nook's Cranny, they'll offer to buy one hot item per day at double its normal value, which will always be a random crafted item. This means you can stand to make 4 times as much money than selling weeds or branches for their base value. Longtime Animal Crossing fans will know all about the rocks that dot your island. When you equip a shovel or even an axe in a pinch, you can strike the rock several times to collect resources, and a random rock each day will drop bells instead. The more you strike it quickly, the more you'll get out of it, and there's a trick to making sure you don't get knocked back too far to continue hitting the rock. Make sure there's nothing on all sides of the rock you plan to mine. If weeds are growing, they'll take up valuable space and block the space of the resources you chip away. Stand at one of the corners of the rock and dig 2 holes on either side of you so they are stopping you from moving away from the rock. If you're having trouble angling your character to strike the rock dead on, you can move into the spot where the holes converge and your character will jump diagonally over them, and jumping back will face you right at the rock. Mash the A button to rapidly strike the rock up to 8 times. That's the most amount of times you can get resources from a rock per day, which can equal up to 16,400 bells if you found the random money rock for the day. Once Tom Nook teaches you about the wonders of Nook Miles, you'll find they can be used for everything from paying off your first loan to unlocking more inventory space and hairstyles, and a whole lot more. Remember to check in at Resident Services Terminal every day, even if you only play for a few minutes. The more days in a row you check in, the more miles you'll get, all the way to 300 miles a day after checking in for a week straight. Keep an eye on your Nook mileage card, as new challenges will appear as you unlock more tools and facilities, and some of them won't even show up until you complete them on accident, like catching 5 wasps in a row or losing balloon presents in the water. While you'll get an announcement each day you play, starting at 5 AM, one thing they don't tell you about are any special visiting characters on the island that day. In fact, you can easily miss out on these characters entirely if you aren't giving your island a thorough sweep, so make sure you look around for these colorful characters. Many of them have tasks they need to help with or exclusive items to sell, so always be sure to check in with them to get valuable rewards. Those are some of the most important Animal Crossing tips to get you started, and for even more, you can check out our comprehensive wiki guide. For everything else, stick with IGN.